Morning, everyone. It's 8:35 on December 27th, and this is your pre-opening comment. It is video number 1595. Hope that everybody had a nice holiday, and also I hope that you didn't have to fly over the weekend or yesterday on Southwest Air, a company that canceled just 70% of its schedule. The issue here, they say, is weather as opposed to staffing problems, although there's some combination of those. And the reason that's important is not only for our pool of how many flights get canceled, but also because Southwest has one of the most liberal policies on remuneration for canceled or extremely delayed flights. Last year, it cost them $75 million to house, transport, etc. They're paying customers because of delays and cancellations. Okay, here's my issue today, and it's pretty simple. Who's lying? Because there's no way that China continues ending quarantine and talks about, um, massive reopening, and at the same time can have literally millions and millions of new COVID infections. So there's a serious disconnect here. What is not disconnected, unfortunately, since I'm long a couple of calls, Tesla is closed for 8 days. The stock is down roughly $7. That puts it back into the 117 area. And while my position is small and I can certainly afford to lose it, um, it doesn't please me since most stocks are higher. We have the same issue, again, in China with NEO. COVID infections, lack of workers, and supply chain issues. So, who knows? Also, TikTok, they're now talking about selling the U.S. Um, part of the company. And in case you missed it, this is only the third time that they're talking about it. They last year we talked about maybe Microsoft buying it, or Facebook buying it. Now Meta, and so I just don't really understand what the issue is. Another thing I don't understand is that we were supposed to have some numbers come out this morning, inventories, sales, etc. They usually come out at 8:30. It's 8:38, and I still haven't seen them. Uh, and we also have Case Schiller that's supposed to come out at 9. So we'll have to see how that goes. Um, on the screen, we have grains basically not open yet. Oil higher by a half a dollar at 80.06, has been a whole dollar higher than that, so up 150 at 81.06. So while we're still up, we're two-thirds off the high. The big markets that have moved in the last couple of days due to the extreme cold here are heating oil and gasoline. I would have to guess that gasoline is up because people who could drive to see relatives as opposed to getting stuck in an airport did exactly that. They drove. So, that's one explanation for the fact that gasoline was up 11.5% last week, and today is up another 6 cents. This is take a look at the chart here. let's go to the daily so you can see it. I mean, we came down awfully hard, but let's go to the daily 6 month, and you can see that we came back down to almost exactly the $2 level. $2.02, and that's versus the recent high, which was a little bit of a double top at 388. So prices have come down. Unfortunately, they've also gone from $2.02 back to 240, which is a 20% increase. That take a look at that heating oil, and the heating oil is up another nickel and had actually been up about 12 cents, but it's the same situation. Although heating oil did not fall as much as gas did, it made a low here around the 280 area over a 4 or 5 day period, and is currently, the recovery high is 331. The last is only 326, but you can see, and I can tell you from experience, we use more heating oil and very little nat gas here in New England. And clearly the prices are higher. And I'm just talking about heat. I'm not even talking about the other uses, which involve the production of electricity. So power to run everything. Oil, as I said, higher. Nat gas is up about a dime, 9.8%. We still have that trade on long the UNG. 18s short the 23s, and we have very little left as far as exposure in that, having sold some of it. Also, I want to remind everyone, if you looked at last night's letter, you'll see that we're actually in the black by $10 in doing an audit of this year's trades. It turned out that, in fact, instead of being down $53, we were up 10 whole dollars. But in a year where the NASDAQ is down 30%, I'm actually kind of pleased with that. Also keeps my record intact. I have never had a down year, even though this year we had in Q3 the first negative quarter that we've had. Okay, the softs are a little on the soft side. Down about a $0.50 in the cotton, down 220 in the coffee. Sugar is slightly lower, cocoa higher, lumber has not opened yet. The S&P, when I came down this morning, we had the Dow up 170, we had the S&P up 17, and the NASDAQ up just 15. At 8 o'clock, we had given back a little bit, and the Dow went from up 170 to up 135. Nasdaq went from up 15 to up 7, and the S&P from up 17 to up 13. Right now, we're giving up even a little more. The Dow is only up 86, and I assume that somebody has seen those numbers that I mentioned, and that we're having this reaction to it. So currently, Dow implied open is up just 82. NASDAQ is barely up, and the S&P is basically up about $4. So not an overwhelming start, but let's remember, to have a Santa Claus rally, we can talk about changes over the period of time. It does not have to be up every day. Okay, dollar is down about a nickel. Bitcoin up 15, Ethereum down $2.50, and the bonds are down 102. So I'm going to guess that those numbers came in a little stronger than was expected, which is the problem that we had last week with both Q3 GDP and the employment numbers. So, all right, everyone. Hope everyone, as I said, had a good weekend, and I will be back later on. And if I see those numbers that are due out, I will post them in the Discord room. Have a good morning.